On March 8, 2010, Philadelphia Family Court Judge Robert J. Matthews sought to cover up more than 40 felony crimes committed with City of Philadelphia DHS Commissioner Anne Marie Ambrose, Fern Brown Caplan Esquire, Timothy E. Pacente Esquire, joined by Marvin L. Williams Esquire, CPA, PACES, Pennsylvania Child Support Enforcement, and Domestic Relations Judge Holly J. Ford, by causing Roxanne Grinage to be arrested on federal hold, where she was escorted by U.S. Marshals to Philadelphia Roundhouse, forced against her will to be stuck by a jail nurse with a needle, which has been medically proven 5 months later to be when a potentially fatal disease was introduced to Roxanne Grinage, which causes increased accelerated production of triglycerides, which will eventually cause internal organ failure and massive fatal heart attack. Adding attempted murder, assassination attempt to Judge Robert Matthews, Fern Caplan, Tim Pacente, Anne Ambrose, racist terror threats, lying to U.S. Marshal about release of 3/6/10 imprisoned Lorraine Grinage, deliberate, repeated, willful destruction of a business, theft of vested interest, career theft, $6.2 million, repeated child abuse, personal permanent injury, June 8th, public mob assault by DHS foster contractor Diane Kearney, Eric Brown, Sandra Sullivan, Laquita Sullivan, Linwood Kearney, 3 men with baseball bats and guns, exempt from consequences because of nepotism, corruption, ignored by District Attorney R. Seth Williams, Mayor Michael Nutter, powerless to honor oaths to uphold Philadelphia Charter and Pennsylvania Constitution, unable to keep law-abiding citizens safe from out-of-control bullying cash cow state agency, DHS, and head of the snake of court corruption, court-ordered child abuse in the city of Philadelphia, Senior Judge Robert J. Matthews. Book on Amazon compiles fraud report, whistleblower, transmittal intervention, and adult and audit requests. First Judicial District, Court of Common Pleas, Family Division 0C0, docket number 0C0705124, open 7/20/2009, U.S. District Court, Pennsylvania Eastern District, 209 CV 04119 MSG, opened September 10, 2009, U.S. District Court, Pennsylvania Eastern District, 2009 CV 05448 BMS, opened November 13, 2009, U.S. District Court, Pennsylvania Eastern District, 2010 CV 00179 MSG, opened by plaintiffs January 14, 2010, U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals, 3rd Circuit, 10-2079, open, notice of appeal filed June 7, 2010, from order of Honorable Mitchell S. Goldberg, a federal judge, May 11, 2010, in 209 CV 04119 MSG, official corruption, fraud, civil rights crimes, felonies, misconduct, and malpractice identified. The title of the book is Courtroom 14 Killing Floors of Judge Robert J. Matthews and Abused, Permanently Injured, Missing, and Exploited Ezekiel Brown and Ariel Brown. It's on Amazon, available for download on Amazon Kindle. It's an ebook. Or any other electronic readers you may have. iPad, it downloads that as well. Count 1. These are the crime proofs that are in there, the felonies that we have proof of through these various filings and letter notices, including to the U.S. Department of Justice, Mr. Eric Holder, and Supreme Court Rules, Pennsylvania Supreme Court Rules and Evidence Committee. Count 1. lawyer malpractice, count 2, lying in official court documents, count 3, falsifying official court documents, 4, Fraud, Recovery Act, and federal funding sources, count 5, conspiracy to cover up fraud, count 6, willful reckless child endangerment, count 7, child abuse, personal injuries, count 8, kidnap scheme, conspiracy, adoption fraud, IRS adoption credit, count 9, summons evasion, count 10, internal revenue service fraud, concealment of extortion and bribe income, count 11, accessory identity theft, FEIN, federal employer identification number, IRS, earned income credit theft, Social Security supplemental income fraud, count 12, Recovery Act and federal funding sources waste, count 13, forced commerce, count 14, false arrest and imprisonment, count 15, career theft, count 16, perpetrators and accessories aiding and abetting Eric Brown, Sandra Sullivan, Diane Kearney, June 8, 2010, child endangerment, attempted home invasion, public mob assaults, count 17, perjury, count 18, bigamy, count 19, child abuse, count 20, mental cruelty, count 21, personal injury, child maltreatment, post-traumatic stress disorder, count 22, personal injury, parent alienation syndrome, count 23, obstruction of education, injuries, count 24, theft of ancestry, heritage, cultural knowledge of self, count 25, theft of religious freedoms, count 26, vested interest theft, count 27, career theft, count 28, theft by deception, count 29, terror threats, count 30, Social Security income fraud, count 31, IRS fraud, 32, federal employer identification number theft, count 33, earned income credit fraud, count 34, fraud, Georgia Superior Court perjury before Honorable Willie Lockett, count 35, aiding and abetting Eric L. Brown stealing from his employers in Georgia and Pennsylvania, paren, employers notified by separate distribution, close paren. Count 36, Eric Brown stealing from his family in Georgia and Pennsylvania. Count 37, Eric Brown and Sandra Sullivan defrauding Philadelphia Orphans Court. Fraud. Count 37, Pennsylvania, child support enforcement fraud. This is Roxanne Grinage. You can go to www.HireLyrics.org, youtube.com/HireLyrics, and youtube.com/What Is There Left to Do, and blogtalkradio.com/born-to-serve to learn administrative solution tools that every working class student and impoverished American victimized by CPS corruption in government, DHS corruption with family court can do to provide fraud report, whistleblower transmittal to entities with the authority to leverage individual accountability on those court-positioned serial criminals bearing titles of Esquire, Domestic Relations Judge, U.S. District Court, Federal Judge who acts prejudicially to aid and abet the kidnap for profit, personal injury, and prolonged abuse of our children for profit by CPS-funded state agencies, Department of Human Services, foster, evaluator, social worker, adoption contractors. God bless everybody. This is Roxanne Grinage. You can reach me at 229-395-0039. We love you. Ezekiel Zakael Brown, Ariel Roxanne Brown. You are sorely missed. We love you so much. God bless.